Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of, I don't know, whatever this is called, Speedy Inc. Today I have to show you here what is called a Nintendo Game Boy Advance TS2 board. I'm pretty sure that stands for Testing Station 2. Basically, this is a prototype Game Boy Advance. This is what was sent out to devs before the hardware was finalized, because obviously you gotta have software to release a song alongside your system. So they had to program that shit with something. So this was one of them anyway. There was also a TS1 board as well, which did not have a screen, and it used Nintendo 64 to output the video and stuff to a TV. And you needed a special cartridge for the 64, and it was a funky setup. So this was the first one with its own screen and stuff. So, I guess it was sort of the next milestone. Anyway, let's just go over a couple of the things on here. For size comparison, here it is against a regular Game Boy Advance. Yeah, a little bit of shrinking to go yet. I was reading an interview actually with the developers, and apparently the person who designed the shape and all that of the Game Boy Advance did not think that they could shrink that into that. So it was kind of, and they were surprised when the board makers actually were able to do it. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, so that is the size comparison there. Now the dealio with this one is someone has sent this to me to get it, well, first figure out the power supply it uses because it's not documented really, and to see if there's anything wrong with it. Pretty sure I've found the power supply it goes with. Okay, so here we have the barrel plug of the Super Famicom adapter, and as you can see, perfect match. Fucking fits snug. It's good. Anyway, using a multimeter, I was able to test the ground pin on this voltage regulator here. I was able to determine it's a negative center pin, so that does match the Super Famicom. And also going by the specs on this thing, it is rated to, at least take that sort of input, minimum 4 point something and maximum 16 volts. So we are in line with the specs of the regulator. It's just going to put it down to the voltage the rest of the system needs anyway. So, that is my hunch, but we have a problem in the way. Just carefully move it here. That fuse is our issue. Basically, that fuse is blown, so everything else seems to check out, but we're not obviously getting power. So, basically I need to find a fuse and put that fuse in, and yeah, then turn it on. So that's my mission. Yeah, so Buddy's name is actually Sean, which is kind of cool. That's my name as well. And he is actually planning to open up a museum. So this will actually be able to, you'll be able to visit in a couple of years, hopefully. I'm not sure all the details yet, but that is the hope anyways. In the meantime, we'll go through a little detail here. We do have a control pad here. As you can see, ergonomics aren't quite there yet, so they have these ports here. I believe both of them actually plug into one either Super Famicom or Super Nintendo controller, which has been wired up for that, which would obviously be way better. But in a pinch, you can use those. Here we have a interface to PC with some specs there to tell you what's going on. We have a speaker for sound, we have an LCD display, obviously. As you can see, it's got the plastic still on it, so this particular dev didn't even take that off, and that bugs the crap out of me, but I'm going to leave it on there, because it's not mine. Underneath this display, we just have some pads, which again, the developer didn't actually peel off the little sticky things, so it doesn't actually stay down there, which is handy for shipping actually, because, well, I guess it would be pretty secure if it was actually stuck to it. But if it did fail, then your screen would be flopping around, and that would suck. So, at least in this configuration, you can unplug the screen and ship it separately, which is what Buddy did. And over here we have our cartridge port. That's what it looks like there. We have our volume knob and our headphone jack. We have a link port over here, so you can test out your link cable ability. And our on-off switch is right here, along with our power light, because, it's good to see if it's on or not. Anyway, I think that about covers this whole thing, for now anyway. Like I said, I gotta get a new fuse put in there, and yeah, I would love to see this thing turned on, and I'm sure you guys would too. So thank you all for watching, stay tuned, and yeah, we'll get this thing booted and going. Don't expect it in a couple of days, but as soon as I can, we'll get this thing running. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.